So we have Shane here, one of my students in the Discord. How you doing, Shane?
I'm doing excellent. How about yourself?
Doing great. Glad to have you here. Just want to ask you a couple of questions. How long have you been investing in the stock market for, and what got you into options?
Oh, I've been in day trading for a little over a year. So, I'm still new to the stock market. The biggest reason I got into options, specifically, selling put options, was just the time it was consuming. Day trading, I guess, relatively profitable, but it was just taking up too much time. So I looked for other avenues, found a couple different ways, stumbled upon your videos on YouTube, started watching them, and with your videos, it led me to your course because your videos just were spot on over and over and over again. And I was like, okay, this guy clearly knows what he's talking about. So that's what got me to where I'm at right now.
Awesome. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Question number two. What do you feel like stood out to you about me more than others, and maybe more trust in me as opposed to others?
Well, with Corey's program, it seemed to be more not as just pushy when it comes to selling. When I had the one-on-one call, it wasn't like, yeah, just give me your money, give me your money. It was like, hey, hold on, let's see if this is even suitable for you. So it's not just a money grab. I actually had to be interviewed to see if this was right for me, and they asked me questions about my experience, my goals, the amount of capital that I had on hand, and to me that was really good. It wasn't just like, give me your money and get you in the class. I felt if I, didn't answer the questions right, you guys would be like, sorry, this isn't the right fit for you. So that was a big draw for me, was that just not the pushiness to try to get my money, basically.
Awesome. I'm glad you liked your experience with, onboarding in the class. Now, as far as your options journey, what did you start with? What was your experience in the beginning? And what were your biggest challenges that you faced when you were getting into options and trading?
Oh, when I first started off with options, I knew nothing at all. I thought options were a scary, like, huge investment. Like you had to buy, like $50,000. I was totally ignorant when it come to options in general. I had no idea there was just 100 different ways to sell options. And Corey's program broke it down into very simple steps. It didn't just break down the options, but it broke down what the options were and what things were inside of options. So, like, the Greeks, I was oblivious to Greeks, period, like what they were, anything. I didn't know nothing about them. And Corey broke them down in ways, the military, Barney style, where it was nice and simple. And I was like, oh, okay, I totally understand that now. And that was one thing, like, I really liked. And I started off with just 50,000, but I had a large portion of that coming over from day trading that I got, in approximately 25,000 of that was in stocks already, like where I just buy and hold stocks. But the options amount, I've only been using about 25K to sell options.
Awesome. Awesome. That's a pretty good backstory on getting into trading, and you have a lot of room to grow. You're going to be able to learn so much more here. We're just getting started. How much are you up since the start of joining my program?
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'll give you the exact number. Let me bring it up. Since I joined your program, and you have to remember, I joined your program in October. I didn't do any option trading at all until November because I gave myself a month at least to learn your program. I learned from other business ventures not to rush into anything, especially the stock market. It's going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there next month. I don't need to rush to get in. If I miss a stock, a trade, whatever, there's going to be another one down the road. Anyways, I joined your course in October, but I didn't even start trading until November 1st. On average, I was making about $2,200 a month day trading. That was average. In the very first month that I started actually selling options, it jumped up to 14K.
Wow. So you went from day trading to my course, and you were able to go from 2,200 to 14K.
Correct. And I'm up 165% right now.
That is excellent. Excellent.
The easiest thing is, all I did is just follow Corey's lead. Pretty much is, he sent out, extremely safe trade alert at the beginning. I, followed them. I went with the least risky ones. And as I got more comfortable trading, I then started moving up to, a couple of his, more aggressive puts and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing. It's been working.
Because you come from day trading and you told me you're a part of some other discords that are way more risky,
Oh
and
yeah.
mine's, you were saying mine was a lot safer. What would your message be to potential students that were looking to join my program who are currently day trading or thinking about day trading? How would you explain the difference? Because you went from 2K a month high risk to 14K a month low risk and safe. What would your message be and your explanation about that be?
The biggest thing I can say is time. It just, I was eating up so much time day trading. And granted, like I said, I was only doing it, a year-ish. So I wasn't a pro at it, but I was profitable and it was awesome making those, $800, $900 days. But the $20, $30 days, they were a lot more common. And I just blew 5, 6 hours a day sitting at the computer to make 20 bucks. That would be my biggest thing is Corey's program. It's a few hours a week. You set your trades up and you let them go. And, you can watch them here and there. I like looking at, my profits go up.
So if I was to ask you to answer this question in a punchline, if someone was trying to decide between my program or another Discord for day trading or scalping, or they see something somewhere else, what would your direct and short message to them be?
Corey's program will save you time and make you money. That's the bottom line right there.
Awesome. I'm very glad to hear. I'm very happy for you. And I have one last question. And that is, what would you tell someone who is skeptical about learning from someone online like myself and needs some motivation? Like they're thinking about joining my program, but they're not sure if they can trust me or the profits. What would your message be to them with all of your experience elsewhere?
It's with any investment. Any investment you do has risk. I can say I bought into multiple different programs, whether it be Corey's program, other day trading and other option programs. From my experience, Corey's is the safest. He gives out safe, steady trades that are very consistent and profitable. He's not just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks and what's profitable. He takes his time. If there's no trades available, or if Corey doesn't see any trades, he'll put out there's not any good trades out there right now. It's not safe. And that's probably the best part about Corey's course is just his experience and his safety versus risk.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. It'd be safe to say at this point that you have made back more than 5x what it's cost to actually join the program based on your profits. But just out of curiosity, because a lot of people are going to ask this question, how long did it take you to actually make back the cost of joining the Discord?
From the time I started trading, I made my money back in 2 weeks, 10 days. If you want to count the actual trading days, 10 days. I, really wasn't paying attention too much to my profit. And then I just looked at it and I was like, holy cow. I'm like, I just made $14,000 this month. I'm like, that's like crazy. And, just 1 month, it blew away, almost my entire year of day trading. And I spent maybe, oh my gosh, I like 1/8 the time. That's my biggest thing is Corey's program cut the amount of time that I have to spend watching the stocks. That has saved me so much time.
I'm glad to hear. That's the reason I created this program through my experience was to save people time, help them grow their wealth, their knowledge, and be more consistent so they could have passive income so they could retire and have more time and location freedom. What did you start off with in my program? Total capital portfolio. And what are you at now with profits?
Started off with roughly 50,000. I had 25-ish already like in stocks. And now I'm up to 75,000.
Very, very nice. Well done. Well done. Thank you for your time, Shane, for being here and sharing your experience. It was a pleasure. We've got a lot of room to grow, and maybe you'll hit 100K before January, February time. You'll be getting real close to 100K, but it's on the horizon. You're getting very close.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming up close, coming up pretty quick.
Awesome. I want to thank you for being here, Shane, and I will see you in the Discord.
My pleasure.